What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming.
Shut up and sit down.
Thank you for joining me very much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G with Two Gun Pixie, and this here Tabletop Takeout is a bullet point review show, not a full review show. We just give bullet points. That's the reasons why we've liked a particular game, myself, Tom Vulo, or one of the 20-sided warriors. All right, so this time we're jumping into a bit of a classic board game that has seen some play around here over the years, even long before Two Gun Pixie was started. And that's a game of life, a Jedi's Path. This is a convergence point between the classic game of life and the Star Wars franchise. And I think that this convergence meets at a beautiful spot and is perfectly family friendly and really in need to be played by anyone who's a fan of Star Wars in general and particularly the Jedi. Now, this is more than just slapping the name Jedi on the cover of the game of life and making it look a little more sci-fi than hilly and buildings and such. No, they went all out and redesigned things to really make this feel like a Star Wars game, including the sort of resources that you're going to have to acquire in this game, which really don't have much of a component or equal in the original game. So as a Jedi, you're going to be trying to get logic, intuition, fighting ability, as well as energy. You have to build these bits of resources up while you're going through, well, the life of a Jedi. Now, let's not forget one of the most important aspects of the life of a Jedi. In fact, in order to become a Jedi from a Padawan, yes, just like the stories, the books, the movies, the game of life, Jedi Path, also, you are going to need to construct your own lightsaber. Now, as far as thematically speaking, that just blows everything out of the water. I mean, they've really, I think, gone out of their way to make sure that you know for damn sure that you're playing in the Star Wars universe. Now, just like in the regular game of life, you get to do things like go on game shows and buy puppies and kittens and have kids and get married. You too are going to have things to do in the game of life from turn to turn. You're going to have missions to go on. Maybe you're going to get a chance to battle some enemies along the way. And there will be the run of equivalent Star Wars versions of life expectancies, life achievements and goals that are going to be acquired here, just as they are in the regular standard or any game of life. And these are so beautifully tailored to be Star Wars specific. And just like any version of the game of life, it really all starts off with, what are you going to do? You have one of two paths to follow. You're going to be more of a Jedi sage and thinker, or you're going to be more of a hands-on Jedi warrior, which I always thought was against the Jedi Code to specifically be a warrior. Anyway, you do have the choice. You do have the choice in the Jedi game of life, which path that you're going to take. And it really does help bring the game to life. Even though it's a standard part of the game of life, the choice between the two options, they're just so perfectly Jedi. Now, the choices that you make while going down the path of the Jedi life aren't just affecting you from that, immediate turn to your next immediate turn. No, there are aspects in this game that, depending on what you choose to do in your Jedi training, is going to affect the path later on down for you. And this is, again, very fitting for both the game of life, especially when you're ending up trying to figure out the winner at the end and who acquired the most and who ended up in which spot. This really does, it's another aspect to help bring this game to thematic life in the Star Wars universe. And it's been doing a fantastic job for it. Every game I've played, as I said, currently or years before Two Gun Pixie was even long thought about being started. Now, another thing that this game does to help reach out and pull you into the game is the use of iconic Star Wars universe characters that we all know and love, well, to one degree or another. Yes, seeing these familiar faces in the game is going to be another aspect to help pull you in, help your suspension of disbelief, and just overall make you feel like you really are in, or maybe even better, a part of the ongoing Star Wars universe. And I think that's something every Star Wars fan looks for to some degree or another in any Star Wars game they play, whether it's board game or a video game. We just want that feeling. We want to feel like we are part of it. And for a board game, especially an older title board game, this does deliver that feeling. So those are my thoughts on A Game of Life, A Jedi Path. Have you played it? And if so, what are your thoughts? Put it down in the comments section and we can start talking about it. Thank you for joining me. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here.